the cake and shove it around your arsehole before I do it.
John,
All
thank you,
these
John.
fucking little kids. I'm a machine. Me, thanking anybody question who I am here. If I say it, come on.
God, John Fury is two sides of the same coin. He is at one point the most entertaining man in influencer boxing, and at the same moment, the man that wants nothing to do with it. It's the fact that he wants nothing to do with the circus, yet he is the circus.
Get the cake and shove it around your ass.
He's the funniest human. When they put him in an old people's home, that motherfucker better have Mac.
John Fury checks Eddie Hall at new press conference ahead of Tommy Fury fight, and instantly the atmosphere shifts into confrontation mode. This is not just talk anymore. This feels like ego collision before the fight has even started. The moment John Fury gets involved, everything feels like it could explode at any second, and Eddie Hall is right in the middle of that storm.
Fury's the best fighter in the world. We're the only men on this island. The Furies, put them in.
Eddie Hall fires back with confidence, clearly not backing down from John Fury's energy. His words show frustration but also pride, as he refuses to be intimidated in front of cameras. This turns the situation into a proper verbal clash instead of one-sided pressure.
No, I'm not. You know, John Fury's a big bully of a man. He's used to headbutting midgets and slapping doors and whatever. And when he comes up against someone his own size, he pusses out.
Tommy Fury tries to calm the situation, but even he admits the temper inside his camp can go too far. That shows this is not just media hype. There is real emotion underneath it all, and it is starting to spill into public view.
Things that you can't overlook, you know. I know my dad, he's got high tempers 99% of the time. I agree with that. But that's one thing you can't let slip. You can't talk to me dad, you know, shout and scream at me dad and not have to pay for it.
The reaction from Boxing Voices highlights how chaotic and entertaining John Fury actually is. Some see him as a problem, others see him as the show itself. That split opinion makes this fight even more interesting because attention is already building outside the ring.
Which, to be fair, I'm not even that mad at because I want to see him go back and forth.
The tone turns serious as people start describing the atmosphere like it is about to kick off at any moment. This is where excitement turns into unpredictability, because nobody fully knows where John Fury's energy might lead next.
The age of this man, and yet he is the man who everyone is fucking terrified of. Oh!
Tony Bellew brings it back to accountability, suggesting fighters and teams must understand what they are doing in these heated environments. This adds seriousness to the situation because it is no longer just entertainment. It is about control and discipline under pressure.
Person in charge knows, can you look yourself in the mirror and say, I've done the right thing? And that's the question that needs.
Tommy Fury explains the technical side of boxing, showing that power alone does not win fights. He is clearly trying to separate himself from Eddie Hall's strength-based narrative, reminding everyone that skill, timing, and accuracy matter more than raw physicality in the ring.
See, a lot of people that don't know the fight game, they would go, please behave. He's the strongest man in the world, but I don't mean you can hit hard. I've been in the ring with big, strong men before, like massive men. In boxing, you got to know how to punch and put your back and your shoulder and everything into it, and you got to put your knuckles over as well. It's not just about throwing it like that or like that. There's a whole technique to it, and believe it or not, the quicker the shot is, and it makes it harder. You got to have that whip in it. So I don't know. Listen, obviously you don't want to get hit off him. You don't want to be in the firing range. But at the end of the day, I'd prefer to be in the ring with a big man like him than a nimble, quick 15-stoner that can bang as well.
John Fury doubles down on his confidence, making it clear he believes Eddie Hall will struggle massively in this fight. His words are aggressive and full of belief in Tommy Fury's ability, but also add more fire to the pre-fight tension building around this matchup.
I mean, Tommy's going to do the chinning with him, as you've seen today. Eddie Hall, when Tommy's fought him, he don't want to fight again. He don't know what he's in for. He thinks because Tommy's small, Tommy's like a pocket rocket, isn't he, compared to him? And I got that body belt on, I'm feeling the power. He can't take that. That's why he wants to do 2-minute rounds, isn't it? He can't.
John Fury continues the same mindset, dismissing Eddie Hall's chances and suggesting the fight will be one-sided. The confidence is extreme, and it adds pressure on Tommy Fury because expectations are now very high coming into the actual bout.
He's in for. He thinks because Tommy's small, Tommy's like a pocket rocket, isn't he, compared to him? And I got that body belt on, I'm feeling the power. You can't take that. That's why he wants to do 2-minute rounds, isn't it? You can't do the 3. You know, I can't blame him. You've got to give Eddie Hall props because he's not a fighter. He's going to get in with Tommy knowing full well what can happen to him. And the only thing he's going to try and do is swing. He won't even be able to hit him, will he?
The Wade Plemon is breaking down Eddie Hall's biggest technical flaw in this fight, and it is all about how he uses his right hand. He is warning that Eddie is relying too heavily on power without timing or setup. Against someone like Tommy Fury, that becomes a serious problem. John Fury would see this and immediately believe Tommy can control the distance, make Eddie miss, and punish every wild shot.
Eddie can just pull off a miracle right hand. What I'm seeing makes me even more skeptical that that's possible because he doesn't understand space and distance. He doesn't understand timing and rhythm. He doesn't understand how valuable his right hand is. And it seems like I'm being counterintuitive because all he's throwing is right hands, but he needs to value that thing. It needs to be, like I said, a weapon of mass destruction. You only bring it out at certain points so Tommy doesn't get a read on it, and also so you don't gas yourself out.
The sparring footage has now become a major talking point, and the Wade Plemon is openly criticizing Eddie Hall's preparation. He suggests there is no clear structure in his training and the technical work looks underdeveloped. That is a big red flag heading into a fight of this scale. John Fury would absolutely use this to push the narrative that Tommy Fury is facing someone still learning the boxing basics under pressure.
Footage that I just saw is abysmal. I don't know what Eddie's been training. I don't know who has been training him. I know that he has been training, but my goodness, I don't know who with, what they're supposed to be working on or why. But let me just show you what I mean. Eddie Hall, training footage and sparring footage just dropped, and
Frank Warren shifts the conversation toward business, making it clear this fight is attracting massive attention and financial reward. He acknowledges the danger but frames it as a high-profile opportunity more than a pure sporting test. From John Fury's perspective, this only adds fuel, as he would argue Tommy Fury is the real boxer in the ring while Eddie Hall is there for the spectacle and paycheck.
It's grabbed everybody's attention for various reasons. And they're getting, Tommy's getting life-changing money. And, you know, I can't knock that. You know, you're in the ring, it's a dangerous place to be. And, you know, my job is if I see a fight that I feel we can win and I'll put him into it, then I'll do that. And it gets him, you know, gets him further up the ladder. Not only do I think he can win it, I think, you know, obviously you know, this is a high profile fight, but he's getting a truckload of money for it. So, you know, it ticks all the boxes.
Dave Allen reacts with surprise at the matchup, highlighting how unusual it is to see a strongman like Eddie Hall stepping into a professional-style fight with Tommy Fury. He questions whether this is more friendship and entertainment than real competition. John Fury would lean into this narrative, using it to build pressure and confidence around Tommy Fury as the only man with true boxing experience.
This man, amazing. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant. He's fighting Tommy Fury. I thought they were mates. They probably are mates. They're probably making a fucking fortune as well. Tommy Fury.
Dave Allen frames this fight as pure spectacle, calling it part of the new circus era in boxing where crossover fights dominate attention. He still admits he will watch it, showing the pull of Tommy Fury and Eddie Hall. But he is clear that from a pure boxing standpoint, it is not elite-level competition. This kind of honesty adds more pressure on John Fury's side to prove Tommy belongs in real fights.
Of course I'll watch it. I like Tommy Fury a lot. I'm a Tommy Fury fan. Eddie Hall, I'm an Eddie Hall fan. I like the world's strongest man. A lot of respect for him. So of course I'll watch it. I'll watch it as it's a spectacle in it. It's part of the new bit of circusry that's come into boxing. All these exhibitions, different people from different sports coming in. But for all intents and purposes, as a boxing match, what a load of bollocks. Yeah, I don't think I don't like it too much. But I'll watch it because it's like it's interesting in lots of ways, and I think people find it interesting.
Vidal Riley brings in real experience, recalling sparring with Eddie Hall and highlighting the massive size difference and limited boxing sharpness. He still leans towards Tommy Fury as the clear favorite, but admits Eddie's raw strength makes him unpredictable. That uncertainty is exactly what keeps this fight interesting, and John Fury would use this kind of breakdown to reinforce the idea that Tommy only needs discipline to control the whole fight.
Eddie, when I sparred Eddie, He was, 140 kg. I don't know how much he's going to have to be for Tommy. But Tommy should win, innit? Like, he should win. But Eddie Hall, who knows? Who knows? It makes sense for Tommy, innit? It's a good fight. It's a good fight to sell.
Simon Jordan calls this a fun event, but does not hide the reality that it is uncomfortable watching a non-boxer step into the ring with someone like Tommy Fury. He still supports the entertainment value, but clearly separates it from serious boxing. That balance reflects the wider debate. While John Fury would take confidence from the fact that even critics still expect Tommy Fury to handle business inside the ring.
Will be the determiner, won't it? If it's a good, fun event and you take it for what it is. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in it. You know, I wouldn't want to be across the ring from this fella. But notwithstanding, I'm quite happy for Tommy Fury to get a punch in the...
The Wade Plemon is breaking this fight down from a pure boxing IQ perspective, and he is clearly not convinced by Eddie Hall's skill level. He believes Eddie only has a real chance if Tommy Fury allows him to settle in the opening rounds and get comfortable. The main issue highlighted is Eddie's lack of understanding of distance, timing, and rhythm, which are basic foundations in boxing. Without those, his natural strength becomes less effective because his shots become predictable and easy to avoid. Even referencing past crossover fights, the analysis shows Eddie has been outboxed before when facing technically better movers. That history is now being used as a warning sign. The message is simple. If Tommy stays disciplined, controls range, and doesn't get reckless, this fight could turn one-sided very quickly in his favor.
I know he's going to take it seriously. Now, I expect Tommy to pretty much do what he wants with him if he can get, Eddie to relax a little bit after the first, second, and maybe third round. Because as big as Eddie is and as athletic as he is, he can't box very much. He's not a great boxer. He swings for the bleachers. He's got great power, obviously, and he's a good athlete. Like, he's a really good quick-twitch athlete. But even in the Hafthor Bjornsson fight, I can't even believe we're referencing this in terms of a Tommy Fury fight, but even in that fight, I know Eddie had like one arm because he had a shoulder messed up, but Thor outboxed him and stuck a left hand on him. He was the southpaw. It was tricky, but listen, and Tommy is not like a high-level operator, but he better be high.
Tom Aspinall gives a more balanced breakdown, but even in his honesty, there is a clear boxing truth being revealed. He acknowledges that Tommy Fury has spent his entire life in boxing, which gives him a natural technical edge in movement, defense, and ring awareness. However, he also refuses to completely write off Eddie Hall, pointing out that raw knockout power always carries danger in a heavyweight setting. That unpredictability is what keeps this fight interesting. One clean shot could instantly flip the fight regardless of skill level. Still, the longer the rounds go, the more experience starts to take over. This is where strategy becomes everything. From a John Fury mindset, this analysis still leans toward Tommy controlling the fight if he avoids early chaos and stays sharp under pressure.
It's going to be an interesting fight. Tommy is obviously a boxer. Eddie can fight as well, though, to be fair. So, yeah.
You've trained with both of them, though.
I've trained with both of them.
What's the skills? What's the breakdown for this one?
Tommy's been boxing all his life, so you would think that the edge should go to Tommy, but Eddie can actually genuinely fight, so it's interesting.
Tommy Fury directly addresses the biggest misconception around this fight, shutting down the idea that strength alone can decide boxing outcomes. He clearly explains that being the strongest man in the world does not automatically translate into boxing ability. The sport is built on timing, accuracy, footwork, and ring IQ, not just physical power. This is a subtle but important message aimed at Eddie Hall, who relies heavily on strength-based identity. Tommy is positioning himself as the educated fighter who understands how to break down raw aggression. It also sets the psychological tone for the matchup, suggesting he does not feel intimidated by size differences. From a John Fury perspective, this reinforces confidence that Tommy will treat this like a technical fight rather than a strength battle, which plays directly into their game plan.
Strong men, being the strongest man in the world and picking up half a ton meant you was the best fighter of all. Everyone would be a world champion, wouldn't they? If being big and strong meant you could fight, everyone would be a world champion. But in this game, it's not about how much weight you can lift. It's not about how strong you are. There's a ton more things to the fight game. and that's what I'm looking to show Eddie.
John Fury brings full intensity into the narrative, showing complete belief in Tommy Fury's ability to control and dominate the fight. He dismisses Eddie Hall's boxing chances by focusing on his lack of experience, predicting that Eddie will struggle with speed, movement, and distance once the fight begins. According to him, Eddie's only real option will be wild swinging, which becomes easy to read and counter at elite timing. He also highlights the idea that Eddie may not even cope with full 3-minute rounds, suggesting conditioning and pacing will be a major problem. This is classic John Fury confidence, building a story where Tommy is not just expected to win, but expected to outclass his opponent comfortably if he stays composed and fights smart.
You don't know what he's in for. He thinks because Tommy's small, Tommy's like a pocket rocket, isn't he, compared to him? And I got that body belt on, I'm feeling the power. He can't take that. That's why he wants to do 2-minute rounds, isn't it? He can't do the 3. You know, I can't blame him. You've got to give Eddie all props because he's not a fighter. He's going to get in with Tommy knowing full well what can happen to him. And the only thing he's going to try and do is swing. He won't even be able to hit him, will he?
The Wade Plemon again focuses on Eddie Hall's technical flaws, warning that his biggest mistake is relying too heavily on repeated power shots without strategy. He explains that constantly throwing the right hand without setup makes Eddie predictable and wastes energy, especially in longer exchanges. In heavyweight boxing, timing and selection matter more than raw force, and overcommitting can quickly lead to exhaustion. If Tommy Fury uses movement and distance properly, Eddie's attacks become easier to read and counter. The analysis suggests the fight is less about who is stronger and more about who stays disciplined under pressure. From a tactical standpoint, this gives Tommy a clear pathway to control the pace, frustrate Eddie, and slowly break him down as the rounds progress, which aligns strongly with John Fury's confidence in a structured boxing performance.
Can just pull off a miracle right hand. What I'm seeing makes me even more skeptical that that's possible because he doesn't understand space and distance. He doesn't understand timing and rhythm. He doesn't understand how valuable his right hand is. And it seems like I'm being counterintuitive because all he's throwing is right hands, but he needs to value that thing. It needs to be, like I said, a weapon of mass destruction. You only bring it out at certain points so Tommy doesn't get a read on it, and also so you don't gash.
As this fight moves closer, the entire narrative is turning into a battle between raw strength and pure boxing education. Eddie Hall carries the power and physical danger that can change everything with one shot, but every expert breakdown points toward Tommy Fury controlling the rhythm, distance, and pace if he stays disciplined. John Fury's confidence is only growing louder with every analysis, as he believes Tommy will expose the lack of timing and experience on the other side once the fight settles. The real question now is whether Eddie can close the gap early before fatigue and technical limitations take over. Or will Tommy Fury slowly break him down round by round and make this a one-sided boxing lesson? At this stage, who do you think truly has the edge when pressure hits inside the ring, raw power or boxing IQ?